Yeah. 106.5 WPPM, Philly. Black Tribbles on deck. Here to wreck the set. The best that it gets. Let's go. Come on. Coming at you with hurricane force, intense as a landslide, cool as a slap on the black hand side. Exceptional collective, the tribe of five, the source to put forth, the livest vibe, the place to go when you search and seek for some space to satisfy your urban geek. Prude city dudes or suburban freaks, we the perfect break for your working week. Live on the set from the home of Philly Cam, all across the airwaves to all my Philly fam. Direct and effective five-headed Philly clan, all around the world we rep for Philly, man. Shout out to all my geeks and nerds. Black Tribbles is here and what we speak is heard. Come and get a taste of the Thursday night flavors. Spider tracers, phasers, and lightsabers. We created a council, formed a federation. Metropolis, Gotham, New York, all across the nation. Choose your designation, get indoctrinated, take the oath of allegiance. Increase the population. 1 tribble, 2 tribble, 3 tribbles, 4. 5 tribbles combined to make millions more. The people power to media, let's get online. It's our time to shine with Black Tribbles. Rhyme.
Coming to you from the beautiful studios of WPPM LP 106.5 FM Philly, Camden. Holla if you hear me.
Book.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, children of all ages, welcome to another live edition of Black Tribbles Prime.
Yeah.
Bully. At last, finally.
I love you.
Finally, snow, drawing.
Right.
Hashtag thanks Trump.
My name is Len, a.k.a. the Bat Tribble. And as always, I am joined in studio by...
Yo, what's up? I'm better than a set of professional free throws. I'm slinging lists of cool people, also known as Pioneegros. What's up? It's your girl Kennedy, also known as that Mikey Chick, better known as the Stormtrooper, given to you all day, every day, twice on Sundays, live from the 215. Holla.
What's the deal? Can it wait? I'm in your mind like the Manchurian candidate from here to Manitoba. Yo, man, it's over. I'm coming through, whether it's local or global. Your man, our son, the voice of reason. Super Triple in the joint. The Rand Steel in the building. Get some.
I'm still trying to work things out. I'm going through a bit of a drought. It's your boy, J. Rich, the Spider Tribble. Thirsty out here.
A little bit.
Thirsty.
A little bit.
I didn't prepare a ditty. I'm just out here. It's always sunny in my city. It's the man, the myth, the legend, Master Tribble, E-Mac. How you feeling on this fine, like 70-degree evening on like the warmest February ever? But like global warming isn't a thing.
Oh, what a beautiful
Blah, blah, blah.
morning. Oh, what a beautiful day.
Global schmorming.
I've got a wonderful feeling. Everything's going Tribble's way. See how I brought that back there?
like
okay,
that.
there you go.
See how I brought it back?
Yup.
Had to make it appropriate.
I see what you did there.
Thanks.
There. Good on you.
Thanks. It's so good to be back.
It really is. Len, are you sick? Are you dying?
I'm fine. We are back live and direct, ladies and gentlemen, live in the studio and just in time in celebration of Black History Month. We are bringing you our third annual. It's the 2017 Hall of Fame show.
Ta-da.
Bully.
This is when the Black Tribbles gather together and we come up with 7 new inductees into the Black Tribbles Hall of Fame. We will also be inducting 3 new legacy Hall of Famers, that race notwithstanding, into the Hall of Fame, as well as for the first time ever, we will be inducting not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 Pioneegros.
Go Pioneegros!
Mighty Morgan Power Negroes.
into the Black Tribbles Hall of Fame, and we're also going to take care of looking back in history and try to induct some pioneers, some tribbles worthy of note who have unfortunately passed on to the next stage in this thing we call existence. But we want to make sure that they are represented in the Black Tribbles Hall of Fame, which you can go to on blacktribbles.com, and you can see all of our 2015 and our 2016 class right there for your viewing pleasure on the Hall of Fame page.
I actually did that today.
Yeah,
I went looking. I was like, yeah, let me make sure I don't repick.
Right.
Yeah, you know,
don't you know your own who's in your hall?
I mean, sometimes your
It's
cousin,
a lot of years.
your cousin come over, like you don't know who's all there. You be like, oh, you brought Ricky again, huh? There's Ricky all over the place.
Rick's over here like Morty. I'm telling you can't. Don't fall into love, Morty. It's a scientific ruse.
Right?
Stick to science.
Don't get caught up in the jam.
Stick to science. Stick to science, Morty.
Right. So we're gonna have fun. Ladies and gentlemen. We want you to help us debate. As well. The phone lines are open here in the studios of WPPM. You can hit us up live, 215-923-WPPM. That's 215-923-9776. As well as hit us up on Twitter and Facebook at Black Tribbles. Also, you can hit us up on Facebook at Tribble Nation. And please, holla if you hear us. And if you are watching us on Facebook Live, holla at the Tribble. Holla, 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 holla.
Oh, Facebook Live. Hey, what's going on?
We want to hear from our Facebook Live crew. We want to hear what you think.
Yes, hit us in the DM.
Definitely.
Slide in my DMs. I dare you.
And out and in again.
I require steak first before anyone slides in my DMs. Thanks. Wait, what are we talking about?
That's
a different thing.
Different thing.
I
don't know.
That's a different thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
my bad.
I mean, I'll let somebody slide in my DMs for a steak. If it's a good steak.
I need steak before any sliding anywhere is happening.
Just slipping around.
Nope, steak.
Getting weird again.
Getting weird. All right, so
Getting, right?
we've only got a 2-hour show, so we got to really get into this because, believe me, ladies and gentlemen, the debate gets hot and heavy. You know, each of us has a list of about 6 or 7 people that we want to induct into the Hall of Fame. We've got to give each and every person, potential inductee, their bona fides, and then we've got to argue this thing down. So we got to get this cracking. But before we do that, I thought it might be kind of cool if you have already prepared for you, like some of the I'm going to say this word wrong. Is it posthumous?
Posthumously.
Posthumous?
Wait, posthumous, like people that have died?
I don't think it's posthumous because I don't think there's an R.
Posthumous.
It's posthumous.
Posthumous?
Yeah, because there's no R at the end. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's posthumous. Some of the posthumous.
Mm-hmm. Say that again.
Posthumous.
Oh, you said it with a bounce before.
Posthumous.
Yeah, right.
Some of the posthumous.
Like the least happy word in the world. And you're like, woohoo! You're dead.
Like the dead people. Yeah.
Hello. Yes, some of those hip posthumous people that have not
Oh,
make it.
goodness.
Yeah, that wasn't it.
I'm sorry. Hey, y'all had me going, so
Yeah,
I
you
went.
got.
It was
You
You
gotta
went.
quit while you're ahead though.
It was lit. Cape on fleek.
Yo.
All right.
Batlennials in the house. Holler.
Love it.
I just need to
Millennial
see a millennial Batman just kick butt, kicking crime like the way the one did in the '60s with bam, biff, pow.
But
instead it'd be like millennial slang, be like, ooh, got him.
Rocking an infinity scarf.
Stole.
No, it's right. He just slugged. He
Gotta
just,
wear an infinity scarf with that.
he just slugged the Joker to say World Star.
Right.
His pants are even tighter.
Yes.
All right, so let's go through
And they're high waters.
through some of our posthumous tribbles of note that we want to induct into the Hall of Fame. I figured it'd be nice to get them, give them their just due right at the top of the show as opposed to the end. Anyone want to go first?
Okay.
Did you just raise your hand?
I
He
did.
definitely
He did.
did in radio because
somebody's
crowd
gonna
can
be
see.
Yeah, but we're all watching each other.
Okay. Would
Yeah,
you like
I
to
mean-
go ahead first?
No,
Randy.
no,
Go
ladies
first.
Ladies
Go
first.
Go first.
I'd be wrong. My mama would never forgive me.
I totally give you permission to go first.
Yeah, but my mama wouldn't. She
Honey,
wins.
if you don't go first, I swear
Tell
it
her.
means
Dilla.
Who the F is
JD, arguably the greatest producer in hip hop history. And this guy, like, Dilla changed the way a lot of cats went into the process of beat making. You know, there's a lot of great producers out there that are doing a lot of very cool digging and sampling, that kind of thing. But Dilla would do these things, and like he would take these samples that your other people had used and stuff, and he would completely rearrange the whole thing. And this guy has, you know, been able to work with some of the legends in the industry, and passed away, I want to say 8 years ago. Yeah, 2008, 2009, something like that.
Years, yeah.
He died of lupus, and you know, so the Ma Dukes Foundation was created after he died by his mom, and every year on February 7th, he died. He was born. February 7th was his birthday. Is Dilla Day, and then he died on the 10th, like 3 days after his birthday. And so every year around that year, the hip hop community really, I mean, we do all the time, but in that stretch of few days, we really rep for a guy who is quite possibly the greatest musician and greatest beat maker of all time in the hip hop world. So
Yeah.
JD,
Cool.
James Yancey.
That's a nice one. That's
Dilla.
a good one. Dilla, most definitely. Go ahead, Kennedy.
So mine is way back. Way back.
Back in time.
Yes, precisely. I'm giving it to, or at least I'm nominating King Kashta, or his pharaoh name, Ma'artre, if I think that's pronounced right. He was basically the first of the 25th dynasty of Egypt, which is the dynasty of Egypt that was pretty much ruled by Nubians, people who were of darker complexion from originally what is now Sudan. The 25th dynasty was a line of rulers originating in the Nubian kingdom of Kush in present-day northern Sudan and southern Egypt, and most saw Napata as their spiritual homeland. Anyway, they reigned in part or all of ancient Egypt from 760 BC to 656, so almost 100 years, right, was when black folks was running Egypt. The dynasty began with Kashta's invasion of Upper Egypt and culminated in several years of both successful and unsuccessful war with the Mesopotamian-based Assyrian Empire.
Okay.
The 25th dynasty's reunification of Lower Egypt, Upper Egypt, and also Kush, or Nubia, created the largest Egyptian empire since the New Kingdom. They assimilated into society by reaffirming ancient Egyptian religious traditions, temples, and artistic forms, while introducing some unique aspects of Kushite culture. It was during the 25th dynasty that the Nile Valley saw the first widespread construction of pyramids, many of which being in modern Sudan, since the Middle Kingdom. The reason why I wanted to bring up the 25th dynasty in particular is because I was doing research about Kushite Egypt for a story that I'm writing. And in watching all those documentaries, I came to find out that there are few, if any, remaining artifacts of this dynasty of people who were ruling Egypt. These statues exist, these paintings exist, these texts exist, but their noses have all been defiled, so you can't tell that they're black. Their names that describe them as Kushites or as Nubians have all been scratched out and have been replaced with these wretched Kush or these vile Nubians, and they've just been slandered throughout history, not only by the Assyrians that, managed to infiltrate along with the Egyptian I guess I don't want to say recoil, but the backlash of that invasion in the first place, but also with European imperialism. All of the archaeologists that came out of Europe that come to and pervade this area only to find out that these black people was running things for 100 years. Oh no, they can't possibly be. They're obviously servants. Obviously, this is some type of misprint. So to this day, they are still going through different ways of are basically uncovering all of these facts and artifacts on these archaeological digs. So it's still a very prevalent and current thing. So I just thought it would be cool to bring that legacy to light there.
I like it.
I like it a lot.
I like it a lot.
Ding! Score one for me.
Nice one.
I like they
done.
shared they Kush with everybody. That was nice. That's what's up. That's
Hey,
a gift for the world.
sharing is caring, right?
True. Word life.
What you got, Mac?
Anybody that's listened to the show will probably guess who my number one pick for posthumous award would be.
Posthumous.
Posthumous.
That posthumous award. I'm gonna go with Prince. Like,
Oh.
I don't think any
my
passing
legacy, John.
has affected me that much since, like, I think Robin Williams maybe. I don't have to run you down his resume. You saw how many Grammys he won, how many awards, how many songs, how many hits, how many lives he touched, how many people. You know what I mean? Like, if you couldn't learn from anybody else to be yourself, you could learn that from Prince. You know what I mean? Being like adolescent and awkward and, always feeling something's brand new, something's different. You're not yourself. Finding out who you are. And then watching Prince dance on stage in like assless chaps. You'd be like, that's a grown man. And I'm like, why is his butt out like on TV? But, so, yeah. But Prince will have you, in that kind of a mood. You can appreciate him for that. So, absolutely 100% Prince.
Not to mention that like 2/3 of y'all exist because of Prince. Don't get it twisted.
Yeah, like real rap. Like, he's probably responsible for like 0.05% of the world's population. In 2017.
There's a bunch of y'all that was conceived to adore. Don't get it twisted.
No
true.
lie.
What about you, Jay?
Yo, the icon Rudy Ray Moore.
Oh my God.
Who the freak is that?
Dolomite.
Yo.
But like made that way to inspire so many people to do like film and I mean, he was a comedian, he was a singer, he was a producer.
He was not a singer.
He rapped. He is known as the Godfather of rap. He is actually known as the Godfather of rap.
He's not considered the Godfather of rap.
I wouldn't call it that, but he exists. He exists in a lot of that pre-rap pantheon where the last poets exist on a different
even his
realm.
characters did.
No, you did not.
What I'm saying is
You did not defame the name by the last poets and put them alongside.
What I'm saying
Rudy
is,
Ray
in
Moore.
that realm
Why you disrespecting
before rap
Dolomite?
music existed, you had cats that were doing the same sort of speech things on different levels. Rudy Ray Moore was doing the same sort of speech things that evolved into rap on a different level than the last poets, obviously.
It was a couple of levels below the last poets.
Oh my goodness.
Well, yeah.
No, I'll give you Rudy Ray Moore.
Yeah, I see you on that. I see you on
for his
that.
comedy and for being groundbreaking in how he created his own like way in the movie genre.
Yeah, he kind of just like, I'm gonna make my own movies,
Exactly.
and y'all not gonna stop me.
And that influence is still seen today in a lot of the movie makers, from Spike Lee to John Singleton and to almost anybody that you see on YouTube rocking out with their YouTube channels. So I'll give you that. I'll give you his place in comedy.
And
But
his inspiration.
Don't come here saying he's a singer and a rapper.
Well, I didn't say he was a good singer. I just said the man had a job and he sang. You know what I mean? I could work at a sandwich shop. Don't mean I make great sandwiches. I'm just making the sandwiches, bro. I'm just making them. They ain't gotta taste good.
I ain't saying it was gourmet.
Right. My job was to put the bread, to give some lettuce in there, some meat. There you go. He did that.
All right, I'll give you that. I'll give you Rudy Ray Moore on that.
He know how to make a sandwich.
Dolomite, man.
I'm going to go back in time a little bit like Kennedy, but not so far back. I'm going to go back to the early 1900s to when in 1916.
This is a friend of yours.
Oh.
It's just
wow.
a question. Stop it. Y'all are being immature.
Yo.
It's a question.
Yo.
It's a question.
Yo.
Can my man speak? Why are y'all cutting him off?
World star. Like,
Yeah.
just punch him in the face now.
In 1916, Garrett Morgan made national
Nicely
news
done.
by using his homemade gas mask to rescue 32 men trapped during an explosion in an underground tunnel 200 feet beneath Lake Erie.
Nicely.
His invention has gone on to save the lives of many firemen, police, and soldiers across the world. That's right. The modern day gas mask it's still being used. I mean,
Yeah, they haven't really altered
They haven't
the
altered it at
technology
all.
on it. It's still pretty much the same thing.
And
It's-
it was created by a black man, Garrett Morgan. That is
Nice one.
that is my nominee for posthumous induction into the Hall of Fame.
Yo, I remember bringing that up when I was in college to somebody, and they thought I was talking about Garrett Morris, and I almost had to punch him in their mouth.
A lot of people getting punched tonight.
I was like,
It's a punchy night.
Really? Garrett Morris invented the gas mask? Really? If you don't get away.
Well, he wasn't doing nothing else on Saturday Night Live.
Exactly.
Oh.
Shade.
A little bit.
Shade.
All right, so we have. I missed the spelling of the person you wanted to induct, Kennedy.
Kashta,
Yes.
Kashta,
K-A-S-H-T-A.
or Pharaoh Maatra.
I'll go with Kashta. So we're inducting Kashta, Garrett Morgan, Rudy Ray Moore,
Yes.
Prince, and Jay Dilla.
Yo, that'd be the dopest movie with the dopest soundtrack.
Right? Oh, my God.
It'd be so out of control.
So we're inducting them all posthumously into the Black Tribbles Hall of Fame. So say we all?
Yes.
Aye.
Sounds like a winner. All right, now we are moving on. See, this is the easy part. I'm getting the easy stuff
really
out of
is.
the way. So now we go to our pioneegros. Now, a pioneegro is someone who, they may not have been the first in something, but they may have been the most acclaimed, the most renowned. They've stood out in some way in their field in which they parlayed themselves. And I'm going to go with my pioneegro, who there is a must-see documentary about this man's life out right now. And that is James Baldwin.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
if you want to see, like, you know how people talk about how they're woke, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't think I ever really considered myself woke. I think I knew stuff, you know, I was aware and I was trying to be socially, you know,
Responsible
and stuff like that. I walked out of seeing a screening of I Am Not
I'm not your Negro.
I Am Not Your Negro about 2 weeks ago. And I was it just punched me in the chest, man.
Yeah.
It woke up every cell in my body just watching that movie. And I've always known James Baldwin. I've always known and respected what I know of the man. Mm-hmm. But because this movie, which is told totally in his words, I mean the words that are being spoken, narrated by spoken by Samuel Jackson sometimes, and then in the archival footage,
Right.
which is where you see him speaking his words. It's just, I mean, everything out of this man's mouth is just like gold. And there was a couple. To be a Negro in this country is to be relatively conscious, and to be relatively conscious is to be in a rage almost all of the
perpetual
time.
state of rage. Yeah.
I mean, this dude is just like.
My favorite James Baldwin quote is, "I love America more than any other country in this world, and exactly for this reason, I insist on the right to criticize her perpetually."
Yeah, man. I mean, he was just.
I wanted to see that.
You need. I'm telling you.
I saw trailers for it like for the past few months, and I was like, oh man, I gotta get on that.
Is it in the theaters? Like, can we go out and see it? Or
I believe it is in the theaters. It's playing at the Ritz.
Okay.
At the Ritz downtown. And I
How did I miss that?
I tell everyone out there, you need to go see this movie. It is a must see for everyone.
And his facial expressions while he's saying these very eloquent and well pronounced words, right? Because he had the diction of someone in the 60s who was very pointed in the way that they spoke, that you had to stop and listen because you're like, oh, this is amazing command of the English language. The facial expressions, the amount of shade that James Baldwin would throw, like, you could just tell he was just tired of having to deal with, this generational, systematic, institutionalized racism. He was tired of having to say the same things that every black person has said in the course of, explaining their plight or explaining their struggle. He was tired of having to deal with, superficial reasons as to, whatever, just different levels of opposition. He just was tired and did it so well that it's one thing to have words that convey a thought of a group of people, right? But it's another thing to have the visage that conveys that thought as well. And James Baldwin, I think, is a perfect example of it.
And one of the crazy things about it is that you speak of that weariness that wore on him. This was a man that in the late 50s, early 60s, he was living overseas.
Yeah.
And he was living in places where a lot of that was absent. But he felt he needed to be back here.
Right.
He needed to be here because he was feeling that disconnection. And it's when he returned that he, developed the friendships with Malcolm X and Martin Luther King and Medgar Evers, and was the book. It was the book about their lives and their deaths that he was working on at the time of his death, and from which those notes and some of the pages that he wrote that Samuel Jackson reads off in this documentary. I'm just telling you, it did my heart very good when I did see it, that it was a packed theater, and it was filled to the rafters with black people, white people, all races, sizes, shades, and colors, and they're represented, and everybody came out of that film just feeling so totally affected. So James Baldwin is my pioneer-negro, like unlike any other. He may be the pioneer-negro.
I'm surprised he hasn't been inducted into our Hall of Fame yet anyhow.
Well, he
We
is
slacking.
tonight.
We slacking. I got one.
Go.
12-year-old Marley Diaz. For those of you who don't know, she started the hashtag 1000 Black Girl Books because she got tired of reading books in school that were about white kids and their dogs, which is pretty much like every book in every middle school reading list curriculum ever. So heck yes to that. The most recent article I found for her on Huffington Post says that 12-year-old Marley Diaz is yet again showing why she's the hero we all need. The Young Literary Advocate is publishing an activism guide for children and teens, Scholastic announced on Thursday, according to Bustle. This is last Thursday, by the way. Marley expressed her enthusiasm about the deal in a press release. "I am so excited to be doing this book with Scholastic," Marley said. "All of my friends can probably only name one publishing house, and that is Scholastic. They are everywhere. Scholastic is the perfect partner for spreading my message of diversity, inclusion, and social action." The nonfiction book will target ages 10 and up and show kids how to turn their passions into action. So just the fact that Marley Diaz managed to host this book drive in order to have, a more well-rounded curriculum of things for children to read is one thing. But now she's turning all this momentum into building a book about child activism. It's just like, she might not be the first activist, but I've never heard of a young person getting books together like this for such a specific cause.
No.
She is definitely a pioneer as far as I'm concerned. Fight me on it. Who says
Come
I
on,
what?
fight me. Come on,
Let's
son,
go.
fight me.
Line it up.
Come on, go for the chest. I dare you.
Is that all you got?
Give me a second.
Who's got a pioneer?
I got one. So since the pioneer of the last decade is already a member of our Hall of Fame, I suppose we have to go a step ahead of Brother Barack and go with his fabulous wife, Michelle.
Nice.
Like, I've been a presidential sort of history fan my whole life, and was fascinated by, presidents, even regardless of whether or not I knew what they were doing. And so first ladies were always pretty interesting to me. And of all of the first ladies that I remember, like, nobody has come close to being as fascinating a person as Michelle. Like, Hillary tried to do it, and she tried to really get involved in the politics of it. But Michelle, it felt like, was more trying to get the people involved with not only their own, involved in their own lives. Like, you need to be eating better. You need to be working out. Like, all of us as a community, not just a black community, but as an American community, there are things we all need to be doing in our lives and doing them better. And, she's funny, and she's gorgeous, and she's smarter than everybody. And at the end of the day, like, when the smartest dude in the world and the most powerful dude in the world has somebody that he's like, let me check with her, that's somebody that's very, very important. And is about as pioneering as it gets.
All right. I'm not going to hate on Michelle Obama.
Yeah, not to mention she's the only first lady to have like both of her degrees from Ivy League schools.
Right.
Yeah. Head of the she head of Harvard's law board or Yale or Columbia, one of the Ivy Leagues.
Yeah.
Right. She up there with somebody, and she's not just like, hey, I went through here, I've got my piece of paper through here. Like they have to run other things through her.
Yeah.
Before the whole board can sign off.
I think history will write its own tale about Barack Obama. I think that he may have been our best president of the last 20 years. But depending on your world vision, some people may disagree. You know, be up and down about it. But I don't think that there is any doubt that Michelle Obama may be one of the most the best first ladies.
She's
exemplary.
She's top 3,
She's top
easy.
3, easy.
Like
exemplary.
Her, Eleanor Roosevelt, and
Jackie Onassis.
Jackie O, and even she didn't
do much, but she was still influential.
She was influential, yeah.
She was influential.
But
her and Eleanor.
Yeah, the two of them.
Yeah. Who you got? Where we going, Mac? Oh, go ahead, Jack. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm gonna say more influential in the world of like anime and animation. LaShawn Thomas.
Nice one.
LaShawn Thomas is a dude from Brooklyn who was big into anime and started doing comic books and animation for himself, and started posting them up on the sites like Newgrounds and stuff like that before YouTube was even a thing.
Yeah.
With a animation that I was obsessed with called Battle Seed.
Oh,
and
yeah. Okay.
Then he branched off and started traveling, went to Korea, just like went for it. Like he just went to Korea and was like, yo, y'all guys, y'all draw, I draw. And then he ended up working in animation studios, like major animation studios for Korea for years. He's the lead animator for Boondocks. He's the lead animator for Black Dynamite.
Yep.
Like you can see all his style and work, and he's working on new stuff now. He's actually working with like Japanese studios now, putting out his own anime based on an old manga he did that he wanted to like kind of go back to. Like that was his. And the main character is called Philly the Kid.
Nice.
So, like, already nice.
Yeah.
So, like, and he inspired a lot of animators. I remember, like watching his stuff when I was younger. Like, yeah, I want to see anime characters of color, and that's what he was doing. You would see diverse anime characters, and I thought that was so fly. And then, like, so many artists now. Were young and all that stuff growing up and seeing his work now, they're literally doing what he's doing, like taking trips to Japan, taking trips to Korea, just to try and dive in and be just like him.
Be in that world, yeah. It's following his footsteps. And that's what a pioneer does, lay down the tracks for what you to follow. So that's a good one.
Yeah.
I like that. LaShawn Thomas, one love. What you got, Mac?
I am going to go Oprah Winfrey.
Oh,
Okay.
man. Nice.
Talk show host.
Yes.
Media mogul.
Yes.
Producer.
Yes.
Billionaire.
Actress.
Yes.
Billionaire.
Yes.
Network starter.
Owns her own man.
Right?
Hey, that's the
Probably
way
more
to
than
do
one
it.
if she want.
That's the way to
She
do
probably
it.
got one for every day of the week.
I mean, what?
I mean,
She's got my
I'll stand
resume,
in
I'm
that
not gonna
line
lie.
if she, taking
She got my
applications.
resume. I'm just saying.
No, she spent like 50
I'm a
grand or
package,
something
but
like that.
what's up?
She spent 50 grand to fly a dog.
But
a
yeah,
hotel.
so Oprah, I mean, you can go on and on about her accomplishments and everything she's done. She's a philanthropist. She like has a whole school in Africa, just for young girls.
Yeah.
And all that kind of good stuff. So
Is there any one thing about her accomplishment that speaks the most to you?
not really, just the billion part,
I
know.
knew-
Right?
I'm
duckets.
really a fan of that. Like that really gives me something to shoot for.
Something about that B.
Something about that billion, it's just I like it. Something about it.
Inspires me.
The thing
Yes.
that always resonated most with me and Oprah Winfrey was the fact that when she was trying to do local radio in Chicago, her show got canceled.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oprah's one of those stories where, she had to fail a whole lot of times before, getting her foot in the door. So, me personally as a black woman who's in the media, I want to be mad that you just snatched this off my list, but I can't because, obvious reasons. Like I always say to people, like when I'm through, people are going to be like, Oprah who? And that's not to throw shade on anything that Oprah's done. It's because Oprah has set a standard so high that nobody has been able to come close. Like, there's tiers to it. You know, you got your Wendy Williams, you got your Queen Latifah, but there's still Oprah on top. Like,
right.
Like she's a declaration of like financial gain. Like Oprah money. Like, I'm trying to get that Oprah money. Like, you know what that means.
Right.
That means you have like an animatronic like reindeer made of glass running through your house.
You know you live when your name becomes a meaning for something. Like your first name is like, nope, this is not. It's not even. It's not even your name anymore. It's your brand.
Yeah,
it's like, nope, you're a brand now.
Your name is not a vowel. It's not a verb. It's not a person, place, or thing. It's
a brand.
It's just your name.
Yeah.
And it's a value. Like, it's an actual value.
Right. Not like Trump claims.
Oh,
right.
shade. There was Chris Tucker's Netflix special. He's talking about going to some spring party or something that Oprah threw, and he was there with Maya Angelou, and he's like, all these beautiful, influential, movers and shakers in the black community, and Oprah would not let anybody in her house, and they had like porta potties and stuff set up outside, and she only had a handful of people that were allowed in the house, and Chris said he was trying to like convince Maya Angelou, like she was. She had to get up to go to the bathroom, and he helped her up. Oh, thank you, baby. That's very nice of you to walk me to this door. I'm not going to let you in this house, though, boo. And he was like, oh. Like, he kept trying to get in the house and see what Oprah had going on. And she's like, you're not getting in this house, boo. I'm not getting in trouble on you. Don't you know how much money this woman got? Get the F out of here. Like, just shut him down.
I want that. I want that kind of power.
I
want that power. Like, I'm throwing a dope party. But y'all can't come in. Y'all got to party outside my house.
Outside,
yeah, right.
Y'all at my house.
Party at my presence.
Outside.
Yeah, you can be out. Yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
Party on my presence.
Party around.
Okay, so it looks like our Pioneegros. I guess this is our first class of Pioneegros into the Hall of Fame.
Yes. Harumph.
Is James Baldwin, Marley Diaz. I'm getting that right?
Yes.
Michelle Obama, LaShawn Thomas, and Oprah Winfrey.
All right.
It's pretty bomb.
So say we all.
That sounds
So
good.
say we all. They're
Yes,
mostly women. How about them apples?
How about that?
Hashtag black women did that.
Is that a hashtag?
Yeah. Because during the DNC, when they were talking about, Hillary Clinton breaking all these glass ceilings and how all these white women had broke glass ceilings, like Black Twitter was like, and just ran down this list of pioneegresses, if you will.
Pioneegress.
When the hashtag was black women did that, and it's just like this wealth of knowledge, just black excellence.
Okay. I've been trying to find this thing. Like, is there really just a black Twitter? Is it just like black?
No, it's not. No. It's just when somebody does.
Hey,
something
they have
dumb
Black Planet,
and black people lose their mind on Twitter. And it's the funniest thing. When it's on, it's the greatest thing in the world.
They drag people to film.
Yeah, like I saw the
brilliant.
Navy, the
Navy one was
the
dope.
Navy one was hilarious.
The Ben and Jerry's ice creams though.
Oh,
that was the best
great.
thing
Yeah,
I
that
ever
was
seen
great.
in my
That was
life.
great.
That was brilliant.
I was just wondering, maybe some like young black entrepreneur would
You know how
just
quickly
become
that
a
fool would get
pioneer and then sit there and go, yo, black Twitter.
Nope.
Or, like, you got to send in a picture and a DNA test
to verify that you're black.
To verify your blackness before you can apply.
Holy cats, black entrepreneur.
Nice.
Young entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Nice.
I love that.
All right, so now we're going to get into the meat of the show now, where we break down, get to our Hall of Fame and our legacy inductees. But I'm calling one audible. In that I'm going to induct one more person, executive privilege, posthumously into the Triple Hall of Fame. And this is somebody, admittedly, that should have been there for a long time. It's two people, actually. They should have been there a long time. Before we officially did a Hall of Fame show, we just off the cuff did a Hall of Fame show. It was back in 2012. Mm-hmm. And we inducted a few people that have since actually been kind of like inducted. I think even like Prince made it on that go around, but now he's officially going to be in there. But there's two that probably because we think we've done it, haven't been mentioned before.
And they are.
And I'm going to put them in today on executive privilege. And that is in the world of comics, Dwayne McDuffie.
We didn't.
No. He's
Dwayne, I thought Dwayne was in there.
I could have sworn he was.
He's not in there.
We slacking.
Really? I thought I saw him on the site just today.
Yeah, I thought he was on the site.
Then maybe he is. Then
I'm almost certain.
Then I stand corrected. Then it's only one person because I know this person is not there.
Okay.
I did check for this person. And that is the first. That is the grandmother of Afrofuturism,
Octavia Butler?
Octavia Butler.
She wasn't on there either?
She's not.
I
on
could have
there.
sworn.
No. We've had her on in the list before we actually made the official
before we started
list.
the official list.
Yeah, she was
you're
one
right.
of
You're right.
those.
Okay.
Because remember, for a couple
Yeah.
times we've done it
Yeah.
twice before we went like mad official with it.
Okay.
So
So
I'm all right with that.
So Octavia Butler on executive privilege gets in. All right. So that wrong has been corrected.
Okay.
Right.
All right. So now let's get into the meat of it, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we're going to need you. Fire us up on Twitter at Black Tribbles, Facebook at Black Tribbles. Holla at the Tribbles, because now
that
we
mac
are
and
going to
cheese
go
poppin'.
through. We're going to go through one at a time all of our inductees into the Hall of Fame, who we are putting up for induction, and then we'll debate this out and get this down to a hardcore 7, and then we'll see how many legacies we usually induct 3 legacies. Sometimes it may be 2. We'll see how that goes. But let's do the straight inductees now.
Are we talking about the ones we just listed already, or are we bringing in new ones?
These are all new. These are all
Okay.
new.
Yeah.
These are all new. This is for induction. I'm going to start with go around. So we'll start with Randy.
You want the whole list?
What time is it?
I have plenty of people that are not with us any longer that are posthumous.
Yeah, because on my list, there's a couple of people that are
Okay.
are not here. It's fine. It's fine. For regular induction is
Okay.
that they So let's go one at a time for now, and we'll see how it goes.
All right. I'm going to start with Chuck D.
Chuck D.
Yep.
Of Public Enemy.
Public Enemy.
fame.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now
Chuck D saved lives. Chuck D was one of those dudes in the birth of the real broadening of hip hop culture. Chuck D was one of those dudes that had people really stopping and thinking about a lot of stuff that was going on and doing. I know cats that like they ignored high school and got through high school based on Public Enemy and stuff they heard from Public Enemy records and researched stuff that they heard from Public Enemy and so on and so forth, and that's how that got them through high school. And it was he was the kind of guy that when they really started to pay attention to what hip hop was doing and what it was saying, Chuck was the guy that the news organizations were going to and so on and so forth to get insight about what was going on in a lot of Black America that had been ignored for a very long time.
I like that, Chuck D.
So I'm going with Chuck.
I'll show you on that. What you got, Kay?
Mary McLeod Bethune.
Ooh.
Born July 10th, 1875, died May 18th, 1955. She was an American educator, stateswoman, philanthropist, humanitarian, and civil rights activist. Best known for starting a private school for African American students in Daytona Beach, Florida. She attracted donations of time, money, and developed the academic school as a college. It later continued to develop as Bethune-Cookman University. She also was appointed as a national advisor to President Franklin D. Roosevelt. This is the part that I didn't know. As a part of what was known as his Black Cabinet. Straight up.
Nice.
She was known as the quote-unquote the first lady of the struggle because of her commitment to gain better lives for African Americans.
Nice. I like that. All right. Mary McLeod Bethune. E-Mac.
Muhammad Ali. He was the greatest.
Wasn't it? I could have sworn he was on the list already, wasn't
This
he?
is all past stuff. This is all from our old ones. That
He's not in the Hall of Fame.
Wow.
We had them in. We had a whole bunch of these people in our Hall of Fame, but this is before we made the official Hall of Fame that's on the site and all that stuff.
Muhammad Ali, the greatest. Enough said.
Yeah.
Jay Rich.
Yeah, you always got to dig deep in the crates with the animation stuff. The popular voice of Kevin Michael Richardson. I mean, he's like every black character in anime, every black male. That's Diesel. Like, I know some people are tired of hearing his voice.
Yo.
But I mean, he is in everything. That man is always working.
Nothing wrong with a working actor. That's the best kind of actor.
Yeah,
True.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that. Kevin Michael Richardson.
Shade.
Well, we'll see which way this vote. The vote is starting, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, I put him in there.
Yeah, there's a couple that I put in
did
here
my
too
part.
that I know I probably won't.
I am putting up for induction Lonnie Johnson.
Lonnie.
What you know about Lonnie?
What you know about Lonnie?
The Lonnie I know ain't the Lonnie you know.
Look, me and Lonnie go way back.
I am inducting Lonnie Johnson because of what he invented. You know what Lonnie Johnson invented? No, Jay. Just be quiet.
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut because you know I was gonna go all the way.
He
south.
invented the Super Soaker.
I was gonna say the
that's
Super
right.
Soaker.
Oh, okay.
Shut
He's from Philly,
No,
too, isn't he?
really, I was gonna say that.
The Super Soaker may have been a
my-
child's
oh my
toy,
God.
but it is a great example of an invention with a multi-million-dollar impact. The Super Soaker generated $200 million in annual retail sales and turned Lonnie, a Mobile, Alabama native, into a multi-millionaire where he now uses his fortune to develop energy technology.
Okay, so have I known that we were able to dig into the stack of people that weren't previously in the list,
Right?
then I definitely would have had, because I know for a fact
We've
I
brought
mentioned
him
Lonnie
up.
Johnson.
We've
I know
brought
I
him up
have.
before.
Okay.
So that's cheating, Len.
That's not cheap. I didn't pull him from an old list.
He went back to the show.
He
just
definitely
listening,
went
just
back to
writing
the
it
stack,
down.
so it was like,
I like that one of hers. I'm gonna take that one of his. I like that one too.
No, I did.
This is a good episode.
I'm gonna recycle these. Yeah,
They
this is
drink
good.
a lot. They don't know what I'm saying.
I'm
they
gonna just
don't
write
they
this
ain't gonna
down.
remember
They don't
Just-
drunk away them brain cells.
They
You're
don't
gonna be all
remember.
It's
right.
perfect.
Not at all.
It's an excellent idea. I'm glad you thought of it.
Yeah, right.
What you got now, Randy?
I'm gonna go. Let's see. Do we want to stick with music? No. You know what? Let's do a little sociology. I'm gonna go Michael Eric Dyson. And I don't know if we had brought him up before. But writer, author, speaker, professor. He teaches sociology at Georgetown. He actually teaches Penn. And I actually saw him speak once, and I was trying to kidnap him because he's amazing.
Why would you say that on
You
air?
really can't say that on the radio, bro. That's bad news.
He got away.
Like I
It's
was
SEC
trying.
regulation.
I'm not
I was
still
trying.
trying.
It was a threat.
If you
Past
believe
tense.
that, you're the dumbest human being alive.
Oh my God! Now you're slandering people.
The
This
dumbest.
This is out of control.
The
God.
dumbest.
Just read your thing.
They're just playing,
Um,
a test, they're just playing a tone on the radio right now.
That's
Oh
all
my
right.
God.
Oh, are we really there? He wrote the book Why I Love Black Women. Is Bill Cosby right? Has the black middle class lost its mind? Come hell or high water, Hurricane Katrina and a color disaster. He wrote a fantastic book about
That's a long
Nas. Yeah. He wrote a book about Tupac Shakur. Wrote a book about Marvin Gaye. And a brilliant thinker. And the thing I've always liked about Dyson is that he's not one of these like sociologists, academics, thinkers that ignores generations that come after him. A lot of times within academia, it's like, you know, my generation and the past are are what matters.
Are all
And
that,
he's
yeah.
he's managed to stay current
Relevant.
with a lot of his thought.
It's very true. Very true. And I appreciate his criticisms of Barack Obama.
Yeah.
Because they're pointed and,
Yeah.
and just. So wow, I like that. What you got, Kay?
Astronaut Leland Devin Melvin, born February 15th. Happy belated birthday, 1964 in Lynchburg, Virginia. He is an American engineer and a former NASA astronaut. He served on board the Space Shuttle Atlantis as a mission specialist on STS-122 and as a mission specialist 1 on STS-129. Melvin was named the NASA Associate Administrator for Education in October in 2010. Melvin has logged over 565 hours in space and has a book coming out called Chasing Space, an astronaut story of grit, grace, and second chances. That'll be on the shelves May 23rd of this year.
Nice. All right. I like that. So that was
Leland Melvin.
Leland Melvin.
Good
Nice.
old Leland.
What you got, Mac?
On the third day, Abraham says.
Oh my God, you sound just like the boy from The Simpsons.
Yeah, you did sound just like the priest.
Oh,
himself.
Reverend
Pastor.
Lovejoy.
Yeah,
Reverend
Reverend
Lovejoy,
Lovejoy. There he is.
Yeah, I know names. I'm gonna go with Colin Kaepernick.
Nice.
Yeah, over the past year,
Colin
he's been
Kaepernick, wow.
very vocal. You know, using his fame, you know, to make a point and raise awareness to certain issues going on in the country as it pertains to police brutality. I'm perpetually against, not unperpetually, but disproportionately against African Americans, and bringing attention to that fact. And he did it in a way that people paid attention to. So he's not speaking in necessarily my language, but he's speaking into a way that people that need to hear it are hearing his message. And I appreciate that. So Colin Kaepernick, love. Appreciate it, bro.
Nice.
Nice. I like that. Colin Kaepernick. What you got, Jay?
Yeah. I was going to throw in, just to throw him in there, Lawrence Fishburne.
He's on my list.
Yo, Lawrence Fishburne. Oh, calm down over there.
Yeah, Fish is on the list, man.
Snarf.
Look, he's been in my life since I was a young buck watching him as Cowboy Curtis.
Yes,
Right?
Yo, kicking it through Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Yes.
And then going to, starring and being one of the coolest characters in movies for me was, Morpheus. Seeing like him do all these dope things and like jumping from movie to movie, doing voice acting, doing all kinds of just being involved and being, an outspoken brother, like not like a sideline brother, and yes.
He was the only person to play Bumpy Johnson in 2 different movies. He had great stuff like when he was 17 in Apocalypse Now.
Yeah, he was a mess in that movie, right?
Apocalypse Now.
When Deep Cover with Jeff Goldblum.
was
Oh my God.
work.
My
Higher
hormones.
Learning.
That movie was work.
I'm gonna wrap. This is my favorite Spike Lee movie, School Days.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
School Days. I can't even
What was his
hold
name
you
in
on that.
movie? I can't think of his name now.
He was
It was Dap.
He was
Dumb
in,
Dap, yeah.
he was in Kings
Dap
of New
Vaughn.
York.
Dap Vaughn,
And then let's not forget the
That wasn't better than his other name.
the ever classic historical fiction biopic Hoodlum, where he played Bumpy Johnson,
Yeah.
and just showed black people and all that 1920s Renaissance grace and dignity. And yes, they were all gangsters and slinging numbers and whatever. Doesn't matter. Do you see the pleats on my man's 3-piece Italian tailored suit? No. Whoo! Lord have
Nice.
mercy.
All right.
And playing a hated character.
very true.
He does it so well.
And like, he's played it a couple times in cinema, from Ike on around. Like,
Oh, God. Ike Turner was the worst.
Yeah, right?
His Ike Turner was so good, and you were like, I hate your face.
Yes.
I forgot about Ike.
Yeah, that was him.
What's love got to do with it? Like,
That was him.
That's how you know the caliber of an actor, where they do so much good work and they have that one role that you forget that they're an actor portraying a character or a person, and you're just like, yo, I can't
wanna
stand
smack
you.
him.
Like Danny Glover in The Color Purple, right?
Yeah.
Like, oh, you forget that's Danny Glover because you so ready to, you was giving that curse right there with Celie, you know what I mean? Like, until you do right by me. And I started to put Lawrence Fishburne on my list, but I didn't do it because I thought you was going to say I was Joe.
Nah, he was on
Yeah,
mine,
he's the
too.
man.
That is my boo-boo, stank, poon, tank.
All right. I am nominating for
what?
induction Loretta Mary Aiken.
The name sounds familiar.
oh, Loretta.
Loretta, you may know her more commonly by her stage name of Moms Mabley.
Oh, nice. Nice.
A veteran of the Chitlin circuit of African American vaudeville, who would later go on to appear on the Ed Sullivan Show and countless other TV shows. She had she's got a couple of things like of note to her. She did a cover version of a song Abraham, Martin, and John, which is basically talks about the assassinations of Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King, and John F. Kennedy. She released it in July of 1969. It went to number 35 on the Billboard Top 100, which made it at the time. She was 75 years old.
Hey.
Moms Mabley became the oldest living person ever to have a U.S. Top 40 hit at that
Hey.
time.
Sometimes get to do what you got to do.
But her biggest accomplishment, I think, is very cool. She took her stage name of Jackie Mabley from an early boyfriend. She noted in an interview with Ebony that he had taken so much from her, it was the least she could do was to take his name.
That's how Tina was
I like that.
with Turner.
She would then change it into Moms because she became more or less a mom to many of the comedians on the circuit in the 1950s and 60s. And at the age of 27, and think about it, she was born in 1894. So at the age of 27, that's early in the 20th century, she came out as a lesbian, becoming one of the first openly gay comedians. And when you think of the what that meant,
Especially then.
This was a woman, a black woman, trying to make her bones, make her, pay her rent, make her way through life as a comedian. So that was unheard of at that time already. And then to come out as gay on top of that and still just be forthright in being who she is. I am Moms Mabley. And no matter where she went, when she was in front of a black crowd, when she was in front of a white crowd, she was always Moms Mabley, demanding respect. Yeah, there was a little bit of an act that she was putting on, but she still demanded respect from everybody checking her out. So
That's hot. Definitely.
mad love, Moms Mabley.
I'm with it.
Dope.
All right, Randy, who you got next?
Let's go. You stole my Ali. So let's go. I'm going to go Queen Latifah.
Oh, UNITY.
Look, I've been in love with Queen Latifah for a very long time. When I was married, she was on my list. Like,
Your
look,
laminated list?
Yeah, I was like, look, if Dana call, bye. Not only was one of the things that I always loved about Queen Latifah is that as she got famous, she stayed Queen Latifah. You know what I mean? There's a couple things, and you know her name is Dana Owens now, but it was the Queen Latifah show. In the movie, she's billed as Queen Latifah. Like, that connection to hip hop to me is what made it was really important to me. Yeah. That she didn't walk away from that. And you know what I mean? She had bars. That was the other thing that
had bars.
She could spit. And she's her acting has been, she's got an acclaim in acting and music and television, and she's done it all. And like you said, there's that level of like, your Wendy Williams and your Queen Latifahs and your Oprah. And I think I like to hope that, Queen Latifah can hit that Oprah level someday. And I appreciate the fact that it's somebody that's hip hop doing it.
Yeah. I would love to see her come back and just drop an album.
Yeah.
Like her, MC Light, Eve, and God bless her, Lil' Kim, just all together and just drop a solid.
I thought you were going to say Yo-Yo.
Nah, solid, late 80s, early 90s women hip hop revival. I thought that would be dope.
Ladies Night 2017.
Actually, I put Rod Digger on there and sign everybody.
How dope would that be?
I still think it's just so amazing. One of the most beautiful things about Latifah, and I think that's a great choice, is that, as groundbreaking as she was and monumental as she was in the game of hip hop, her career she's been an actress more than a performer.
Yeah.
And is making her bones a respected actress. Academy Award nominated actress.
Yeah.
God bless her. I like that one. What you got, Kat?
Just living single. Like
Right?
seeing
Yo,
living single.
she
I
was
don't
a
think
monster
people
on that show.
that show was so
Living Single
important
was so great.
in terms of representation, right? Because here's 4 professional black women who may be dating here and there, or so and such and such every once in a while. But for the most part, these were single professional women that, went through the struggle of being a professional in a big city who just happened to be black, who just happened to be women. You know what I mean? Like, women growing up nowadays don't have a living single to look at Thursday nights and be like, yo, I can't wait. Khadijah's my homie, or, whatever the case may be. And they bring back Viva la Living Single. Bring it back.
Yeah.
The person on my list is Ray Montague. Miss Ray Montague in 1956. Montague began her career with the Navy at the old David Taylor Model Basin in Carderock, Maryland, as a digital computer systems operator. She later advanced to the position of computer systems analyst at the Naval Ship Engineering Center and served as the program director for the Naval Sea Systems Command, or NAVSEA, Integrated Design, Manufacturing, and Maintenance Program, as well as the division head for the Computer-Aided Design and Computer-Aided Manufacturing, or CAD-CAM, program. On January 22nd, 1984, she accepted the newly created position of Deputy Program Manager of the Navy's Information Systems Improvement Program. Basically, long story short, Ray Montague was the naval participant or representative in a lot of the space race, right? So the space race not only worked through NASA and everybody that was affiliated with the agency therein, but also, the Air Force had a lot to do with that. The Navy had a lot to do with it. And she was one of the people in charge of spearheading, or at least being on the forefront of a lot of those operations. She was on a recent episode of Good Morning America, and Janelle Monáe had me crying, paying homage to her along with the other women involved with Hidden Figures and all of that stuff. So, me, I'm all about validating the importance of the space race. So, Ray Montague.
Nice. What you got, Mac?
I am going to go with Dave Chappelle.
Nice.
Good
Dave
one.
Chappelle.
You're just
Nice.
looking at everybody's list, weren't you?
Who didn't,
That's a
he didn't
good
like
one.
reinvent sketch comedy, but like he brought in like a whole new era of sketch
Yeah,
comedy.
he really did.
Right.
No matter how much you loved In Living Color, and it was a beautiful precursor, like Chappelle's show was just a whole nother level in terms of comedy and social consciousness and bringing, certain issues to light and bringing things from our perspective. And it was just phenomenal and amazing. I'm so mad those people burned him out and made him reject all the success and the money and whatever else, because he had to do what he had to do for his own peace of mind. But nonetheless, Chappelle's show is probably like one of my favorite things to watch on a screen ever.
I like
Nice
that.
one.
Dave Chappelle.
Nice
Good one.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, Jay.
All right, I'm going to talk about singer, songwriter, businessman, record producer, and actor, Akon.
Nice one.
Yeah. Akon has done so much. He created a whole project where he's bringing electricity to Africa. He's hooked it up for 13 countries or 15 countries of Africa. It's called Akon Lighting Africa. And he's literally building power stations and all that stuff. He's used all that fame and all that money, and he was just he went back to Africa and was here. Because it was one point in an interview, they asked him about all the glitz and glamour and all that stuff, and he realized how wasteful it was, to have all the dopest watches and have all this stuff on. He was it's all it is decoration. He was I could use that money, that finances, and put it to something actually useful. So then he went down there and started all these different projects, and straight up putting money in countries in Africa that don't have the luxuries that we just take for granted. Simple things like just power. A whole neighborhood has power.
Hot showers.
Yeah, stuff like that. Simple little things like that. And that's really dope of him to humble himself and then to give back to literally give back to the community. So there you go, Akon.
I'm with that. I'm definitely with that. I am going also into the world of science with
Science.
Catherine Coleman Johnson,
Nice one.
African-American physicist, mathematician who made contributions to the United States aeronautics and space programs with the early application of digital electronic computers at NASA. She would co-author 26 scientific papers. Her social influence as a pioneer. There it is. Right there.
She
Blam.
She is a pioneer.
It's in the bio.
right there.
In space science and computing is demonstrated by the honors she has received and her status as a role model for a life in science. In 2016, Johnson was included in the list of BBC's 100 women, a list of 100 influential women worldwide. NASA stated that her calculations proved as critical to the success of the Apollo moon landing program and the start of the space shuttle program as they did to those first steps on the country's journey into space. She was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2015 by Barack Obama, citing as one of the pioneering example of African American women in STEM. And on May 5th of 2016, the new Catherine G. Johnson Computational Research Facility was formally dedicated at the agency's Langley Research Center in Hampton, Virginia. It goes without saying that her story, along with the story of Ray Montague, was depicted in the runaway hit film, Hidden Figures, that was released earlier this year. Taraji P. Henson played her in the film. And she did an admirable job in that film playing Katherine Johnson, but nobody holds a candle to the woman herself, who is at the age of 98 years old still rocking it out. So
She out there still clubbing?
And with that, you're listening to WPPM in Philadelphia. Top of the hour. Station ID. Oh,
Randy,
just saying.
look
Get
who
my
went to
one
class today.
Right?
I'm getting my one-dimensional on. But I'm going with the funky drummer. Clyde Stubblefield, James Brown's drummer, who just passed away a couple days ago. The song "Funky Drummer" is about this guy, and 4/5 of most of the early hip hop records that you heard had a Clyde Stubblefield sample in it somewhere. There's a Clyde Stubblefield sample in the Powerpuff Girls theme song. There's a Clyde Stubblefield sample in an old Tom and Jerry cartoon. Like, this guy was
In an old Tom and Jerry cartoon?
yeah.
Wow.
This guy was drumming, and when James talked about his funky drummer, one of the things that James talked about it was this guy, and he was amazing. When he passed away, I watched a couple of old videos of him just destroying, just absolutely killing it, and 2/3 of modern music would not be what it is without this guy's sound.
Nice.
Clyde Stubblefield,
Clyde
the funky
Stubblefield.
drummer.
I like that. K to the entity.
Trying pulling it up.
And it's already it is top of the hour, so let's
Wrap it up?
Yeah, 'cause we wanna
Hey,
hit
you
the
guys.
debate.
Wrap it up, B.
Wesley Trent Snipes, born July 31st,
Snipes.
1962, is an American actor, film producer, and martial artist. His prominent film roles include New Jack City, White Men Can't Jump, and the Marvel Comics character Blade in the Blade film trilogy. He formed a production company, Amun-Ra Films, in 1991, and a subsidiary, Black Dot Media, to develop products for film and television. He has been training in martial arts since the age of 12. A lot of people forget that about Wesley. He can rumble. Earning a
multiple
fifth
degrees.
fifth degree Dan black belt in Shotokan Karate and 12th degree black belt in Hapkido.
12th.
He's done so many different types.
12th degree black belt.
Second. I said second.
You said 12.
You said 12.
At the age of 12, earning
No,
a fifth
and
degree.
then you said 12.
My bad.
I was like,
Okay.
All right,
Either
well, we
way.
didn't know.
We thought 12th degree.
I thought that
We
was
like, God, yo, my man. Ouch.
No, the closer you get to its first degree is the highest. So a 12th degree black belt would be actually pretty poor. He'd probably still be a brown belt if that was the case.
Yeah, I don't know the difference. I never took.
So yes,
Duly noted.
I'm Wesley Snipes. I got to throw in Mr. Internet himself because he is running the internet right now.
On the internet. Mac, what you got?
Bob Johnson, first black
Oh.
billionaire.
Wow, nice.
Yes, my man created BET, and he's a Kappa. Drop the mic.
And that was it.
Enough said. Jay.
I'm gonna go with Donald Glover.
Everybody's reading my list tonight.
I'm gonna go with Donald Glover, not being the first, black nerd, but definitely being prominent and using that as his platform to get exposure to so many different types of people through comedy, through music, through everything. I mean, the man's doing a lot. I mean, he's acting, he's writing, he's producing, he's voice acting. Like he's Spider-Man. Like, come on, he's Miles Morales. Like, the dude is fly. I like him a lot.
All right. I like that. I'm with that. My next nominee is unfortunately no longer with us, but he is the creator of the very first syndicated African-American comic strip featuring an integrated cast, and that would be Maury Turner, who created the comic strip We Pals way back in the 70s. It was just a really cute, urban, almost like a fully integrated, funny, sweet. I guess Peanuts is the only thing I can say closest to it.
Yeah.
and it was just ahead of his time. It was syndicated. It was out there. He passed away in 2014. And I think by that time, Weave House wasn't as syndicated as much in as many papers anymore, unfortunately. But he was a man ahead of his time. So Maury Turner, he definitely gets my vote.
I got one more.
Go for it.
I'm gonna jump off of your Maury Turner comic strip thing, and I'm going with Aaron McGruder.
Okay.
Creator of the Boondocks. You know, probably the most important cartoon, the comic strip of the last, I don't know, 20 years. Yeah, I put it up there in that sort of Doonesbury, Calvin and Hobbes level of just important, powerful stuff. And, creator of for the first 3 seasons anyway, one of the best cartoons of all time. Like, that Boondocks cartoon was perfect. It was insane, and it was irreverent, and it was mean, and it was hysterical, and it was all coming out of this weirdo's head. So, Aaron Magruder all day.
All right, Aaron Magruder. Kay Bells. How many more you have, Kay?
I've got, let's see. Can't put that one because that one's already been taken. I already said that one, too. I have 2 more.
All right, so let's
Somebody might have been pulled out. Oliver Lewis, born 1856, died 1924. Oliver Lewis was an African-American jockey in thoroughbred horse racing. In 1875, Lewis rode in the very first Kentucky Derby on the winning horse, Aristides. Lewis and Aristides took second place in the Belmont Stakes, which is now the 3rd race in the Triple Crown. So, Oliver Lewis won the Kentucky Derby the first year it was ran.
Really?
Yeah, I found a book in my neighborhood about the black influence in professional horse racing, not knowing that there was such a thing. And apparently, just like black people dominate the NBA nowadays, horse racing was, dominated by black jockeys.
Yeah,
and they dealt with so much BS in
Yes,
terms
they
of
did.
racism and profiling and violence. A lot of the white riders would corner them on the outside of the ring and beat
Yep.
the crap out of them instead of
With their
beating their
whips and
horses
lashes.
and all types of stuff. And it just somehow culturally became a stigma. You see a jockey depicted on the lawn and you're thinking, oh, this is racist, which is really kind of effed up considering how proficient and how much these original athletes, pioneered and excelled in the sport. So I just had to give Oliver Lewis some shout outs.
I like that.
No
I
doubt.
do
That's
like
dope.
that.
That's dope.
Mac, how many more you have, Mac?
1 in my legacy.
Okay, so let's hear your one.
My last one is Mike Coulter.
Oh, why do I know that name?
Because that is,
Cage, dude.
That's Luke Cage.
Snarf.
Come on, man. Would you need some coffee? Do you need some coffee? Yes.
Somebody give me some baby oil.
Yeah, so my man, Luke Cage, or Mike Coulter, who so eloquently portrayed Luke Cage on the Netflix's original series, it was just a masterful craft of the whole thing. You know what I mean? From the colors to the people to the story it was, what can I say? It was awesome. It was excellent. So Mike Coulter, props, Luke Cage.
Nice. How many more you got, Jay?
I got some legacies in the cut, and I got one.
And let's hear your one.
Samuel L. Jackson. This man has been everywhere, back
Didn't I
and
see him on
forth.
the list?
No,
I didn't see. Okay.
he's not on the. We've talked about him
I thought I
before.
saw him. Okay.
He's been put up before, but
Okay.
Oh yeah,
All
he's
right.
been suggested.
Yeah,
Like,
you
he
talk
just got
about
beat out, and I let y'all beat him out.
right. Like I don't understand why this man is the baddest Jedi in the universe
Ever.
hands down. Mace Windu. He's the man to go to that'll get you out of situations if you at the incident in New York as Nick Fury.
Your man did have a helicarrier just chilling.
Yo,
That-
whenever
that-
you need it, helicarriers just pop up. No one sees it flying by, but it just pops up in time. He's been in like tons of Tarantino films, from like Pulp Fiction, Jackie Brown, Django Unchained, The Hateful Eight. Like he's played, and he could play the same character in almost every movie, and
Still be entertaining.
Yeah, and sometimes you love him and sometimes you hate him.
right.
Yes.
But it's the same role. I mean,
Yeah, right?
It's the same role. Every one of them. Like, and they he even voice act because he was in Boondocks.
Yeah.
You know, and he was playing one of the two rich white kids, Onceler's friend.
Yeah,
Jim Rummy.
Jim Rummy. And, you know, like, he's
God.
just dope, yo. Jungle Fever. I mean, the man's everywhere. Black Snake Moon, Shaft. Like, I mean, my man has had so many different roles, and he's such a cool dude. Like, he was even in RoboCop, in the
Sin
remake
City.
of RoboCop. He was in, like, he just, anytime he's just like, I need somebody, Samuel's there. And he'll take
Skull Island.
He'll take a wacky movie and just be like, let's do this. You know, snakes on a plane.
on a plane.
Like, here we go. Like, and like he's almost like his own internet meme.
He really is.
Like,
yeah.
he just pops up and you just love him. It's fun.
He was awesome in Tarzan. I just watched that the other day. He was hysterical in that movie. He had me dying.
You know, he's everywhere.
I know, because I think
He never
Tarzan,
turns down the job.
He basically did not go home because he's in Kong.
Yeah,
So,
right. Yeah, right. He's just chilling.
I'll wait for the next helicopter.
I'm
You
good.
just
I'm good.
let me know.
I'm good. I'm good here till March.
Yeah, right.
All right, so I have two more.
I can't wait to see Kong, by the way.
One of my, and they're two women actually. One is Erykah Badu,
Yeah. Now who read minds?
because this is just a woman who has carved her own swath in soul music.
Yeah.
And my hort.
Yeah, I mean, like she is your
Your
whore.
what?
And my hort.
Spell that.
Not your heart.
HORT. Hort.
She is just walks by the beat of her own Clyde Stubblefield. She just and everything that she puts out is just, it's different. It's experimental in some way, shape, or form, whether it be visually or musically. And we know that she is like the 21st century muse. Because if it were not for her, we would not have the best of Common or Andre 3000.
Nope.
Neither of them.
She illuminated both of them.
She fixed them.
but good.
Fixed them.
And still comes out
I'm not gonna go that
with
far.
beautiful stuff. And she's not a bad actress. I've seen her
Yeah.
Yeah, she's pretty good.
in quite a few things.
She's not bad in Hand of God.
Hand of God. That's the one that I was thinking of. She was
that
in Hand of God.
that made me stop. I had to be like, oh snap, that's Erykah Badu. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
You're wondering, like, who is that fine young black actress? That's Erykah Badu. Doing
Who
her
this
thing.
new girl?
Yeah, so Erykah Badu. And then my last one.
I wasn't gonna say actually fixed, like, but
All
she
right. My last one.
turned them out though.
Hear me out on this one.
Uh-oh.
Because this is a person that does an online class. So there's an online class where she teaches
I thought
people.
no internet celebrities.
You know, it's not an internet celebrity. Teaches
You
people
just-
about learning the technique of the craft of drawing, of doing art, of painting, of doing illustration, of even doing some animation as well as being an accomplished singer herself and an acclaimed comic book artist. She is all that.
Can we
And
guess?
she's a triple.
Can we guess who that is?
I think I have an
I think
idea.
I know.
I might. But I mean, I don't want to step on nobody else's list. So you can go ahead.
Go ahead.
You mad
Go
as
ahead.
F.
I'm putting up for induction of Fuller Richardson.
Ah, surprise!
Shocker! Oh my God, I'm having a heart attack. Coming to join you, Elizabeth.
What a shocker!
Oh my God, I'm floored. Knock me over with a feather.
Oh snap.
I am beside
No, seriously.
myself.
Seriously, I think she warrants it. I think she
You believe that?
I think she belongs. At least belongs in the discussion.
Okay, honey.
Okay.
Okay, honey.
All right, she's here now.
All right.
We talking about a fool.
we talking
Uh-huh.
about Dr. Fu Tribble.
Yep.
Okay, so
Dr. Fool.
so here we have. These are the nominees for induction into the 2017 class, Hall of Fame class. We have. I'm just reading around my paper here. Lawrence Fishburne, Moms Mabley, Queen Latifah, Ray Montague, Dave Chappelle, Akon, Clyde Stubblefield, Katherine Johnson, Donald Glover, Wesley Snipes, Maury Turner, Bob Johnson, Aaron Magruder, Oliver Lewis, Erykah Badu, Afua Richardson.
Did you forget Leland Melvin?
No, I'm going around the list.
My bad.
Chuck D, Mary McLeod Bethune, Samuel Jackson, Mike Coulter, Muhammad Ali, Kevin Michael Richardson, Lonnie Johnson, Michael Eric Dyson, Leland Melvin, and Colin Kaepernick.
Leland.
Those are some fantastic black people, y'all.
There are some fantastic black people, but only 7 of them will make it into the class of 2017's Black Tribbles Hall of Fame. And I will X off. I will say who I think should be.
I had
X.
one more person.
Of course.
I said that. I had 2 more.
And I said give them both.
Oh, my bad. The other's Missy Elliott.
Work it.
Okay. So, Missy Elliott, you want to give her our bona fides real quick?
Yeah. I mean, it's Missy. She's one of the highest charting debut female rappers of all time. She won 5 Grammy Awards and sold over 30 million records. She was started off producing and writing and hooked up with Timbaland and started, giving people bars, and then went out on her own and started doing her own thing, and is still hot to this day. I don't care what Randy says. I'm Better is hot. That track is fire.
All right. So, Missy Elliott. So now we gotta weed this down to 7. I'm going to say who I think should get the first cut, and that's Mike Coulter. No shade on Luke Cage, but this is a Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And I don't think he has a body of work yet worthy of a Hall of Fame.
I can agree to that.
I
would drink his bathwater, but he doesn't belong in the
So
Hall of
you
Fame.
judging him on his body? That's what I hear you saying.
Are you objectifying
Like,
him?
So that's what
Are
you think about Mike Coulter.
objectifying
You
I
going to
am.
reduce him down
I am.
to some pecs and some biceps,
Yo,
huh?
are you
Like, that's what you going to
objectifying
do?
him?
Absolutely.
I'm
that's-
triggered. Hello.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I am totally triggered right
I'm
now.
sorry to hear that, but I am definitely objectifying the F out of that man.
I'm
and as
gonna-
much as I like his body, it's not big enough to stay in this hall, okay?
That's the point.
All right.
You need
So
a
are
whole
we
new
agreed
Hall.
Mike Coulter's out?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. All right.
I'm triggered.
All right. Anyone else? Let's get it going. Let's go through this list. Who we weeding out?
You know you're going to have to read through it a couple
Yeah,
times.
like we don't know the list.
It's a long list, man.
Well, I mean,
Smack you in the neck.
well, okay.
All right, so
I
give
think-
us the next name to talk about.
I think. All right. Katherine Johnson. I think she's got to be in there. I think Katherine Johnson's got to be in there.
See, I feel like, yes, she does need to be recognized and should be in a Hall of Fame. However, everyone will know about Katherine Johnson now because of this movie, right? Not too many people know about Ray Montague. I feel like they're in the same vein of person.
But
And Katherine Johnson has Taraji P. Henson playing her in an award, winning, star-studded, major Hollywood
Oscared up.
production. You know what I'm saying? And nobody knows who Ray Montague is.
but that's not her fault. That
No,
But
Taraji-
that's
but-
now
but-
our responsibility.
Right. Like,
And who's
so,
to say that they both don't make it?
because I got a feeling.
I got a feeling.
I actually think they both should make it.
But there's only 7, right? And we covered the spectrum here. So in past Hall of Fames, right? As we get to this point in the discussion, too many of mine don't make the freaking list. All right, so I'm gonna dig my heels in hard for Ray Montague. I don't care what anybody says. Dig
Okay,
hard.
so right now it looks like, let's say for right now, it looks like both Katherine Johnson and Ray Montague going in.
okay.
Right. So we'll argue this down. All right.
All right.
So let's all right. So let me go through the list, and without thinking about numbers, let's see who do you think should go in. All right. So
In or off?
I was gonna say
We
got a
somebody
lot
to
more
take
to go
out.
off.
Right. I was gonna say why don't we could take out
okay.
Kevin Michael Richardson.
You think Kevin Michael Richardson should come off?
Yeah. In comparison to all the people that are up there right now, like even though he is like. I mean, technically, he's like the Cree Summer of animation.
Right,
so
right. I'm fine with. I'm kind of fine with him coming off.
Okay.
I'm even going to be gracious and take off Leland Melvin. I think he's the most topical right now because he's got a book coming out and was in the Super Bowl for a hot second, along with, the Kelly twins and Buzz Aldrin. So I felt he was topical to our audience in particular because he was just talking about all these people. But I will begrudgingly agree to let him slide off the list too.
Okay. So Leland Melvin is off the list.
I tried, sir.
You put him up. He was up. He was up for induction.
I tried.
He was nominated.
You know,
That's honorable mention. All right. Good for
sometimes the
him.
honors.
He could pat himself on the back with that.
Hey, Eric.
What's up?
What about this Kaepernick?
Yeah, I was
Hey,
thinking
he can
about
come off,
Kaepernick
that's
too.
fine.
I was thinking about Kaepernick too.
Yeah, that's
just got
fine.
here.
You can cut him and cut his hair. I'm okay with that.
He's new. He's
Leave
new.
that dude's afro alone. His afro is-
It's
is
funny how
fabulous.
we talk about Colin Kaepernick because he's a brother. He stands up. He's like, and then so what about the list? Yeah, you can cut him off.
Get rid of him.
Cut those out. All right, he made round one.
You got to mention him.
He got exactly.
You got to mention.
And
He
now
got to the playoffs.
Exactly.
He got to the playoffs.
First round of
And
playoffs.
now history plays its part out.
All right, there you go. All right, so I got to take off somebody from my list. I got to be fair. And I don't really see where there's room to take anybody off from my list. But
look at that. Arrogance.
but
My list is
I
so
will
great.
I will take off I will take off Afua.
What? Did
Look.
you see how hard it took him to even
Right?
say that? He was like, I will, guys. Definitely gonna take. I don't even
Def-
want to, but I definitely gotta take off a floor.
I thought he was gonna throw up in his own mouth.
I thought
like
it was
I thought he
gonna
was just gonna be like, sorry.
all over those expensive boards we
No,
get
no,
paid
he
for.
would keep it in his mouth and just dribble out the side a little bit. He'd be like, I'm so sorry.
All right,
I'm gonna
Randy-
take Dyson off.
Michael Eric Dyson.
Yeah, and I love that dude, and I'll put him on another time. But
Nice.
He's coming back.
All right.
I'm
He'll
gonna
be
take
back.
off Donald Glover.
Okay.
I hate to do it.
You at least gotta wait till he play land though. We gotta see what
Yeah,
he
he
do.
hasn't done enough. He's done a lot.
He's done a lot.
He's
He
done a lot,
doesn't
but
have
he
the
hasn't-
body
he
of
hasn't-
work to be represented in this hall.
doesn't.
He need to
He
take that
doesn't.
outside
He
somewhere.
doesn't. He hasn't
Come
been
back
around
to
long
Atlanta.
enough.
He's been doing. He's got
yeah,
stand up.
yo,
He's got the
dude,
albums.
Nah, you can keep that Childish Gambino stuff.
Okay, well that's your personal.
That's-
opinion.
that's
Nah,
personal
that Childish
preference.
Gambino.
When you
Like he
put
sells
him-
out wherever he goes, and then even his stand up is really funny.
Yo, his
His
stand-up's
stand-up is
hysterical.
His
Stand
stand
up
He's
is
he's
his
hysterical.
stand up is mad. Okay, I watched it
Wow.
the other night. I was considerably whelmed. Daniel Glover doesn't stand up to Lawrence Fishburne when you talk
or
about bodies
Sam
of
Jackson.
Or Wesley Snipes.
work. or Wesley Snipes. Yeah, thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I can't.
And probably Wes would just beat him up.
I'll tell you one thing though. He does one more season of Atlanta. He might get in there.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
Atlanta was
Atlanta's-
at work.
Atlanta's
Atlanta was
amazing.
at work.
But that's fine. Donald Glover coming off. All right. So now,
I'm sorry,
So
Donnie.
that's at least like half.
I love you, Donnie.
but that's an interesting trifecta y'all just brought up: Lawrence Fishburne, Wesley Snipes, Samuel Jackson.
they gotta stay.
Like of the
Why
three,
have they not done a movie together yet? Holy
Oh
cats!
my
Can you
God.
imagine?
Oh my goodness! I throw
Just-
all my money at it.
just that OG black man shade. What? Oh,
Wesley was
Just
busy
riding
banging some
motorcycles.
plates.
what?
Wesley
was
was.
busy
Yeah, he was making plates.
making plates.
Now he can put them on the motorcycles and they can ride out.
Making plates.
Jail.
In jail.
Oh,
And
Jail time.
he was in a cushy behind jail, wasn't it? It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, it wasn't.
yeah, it was club fed. 'Cause It
Yeah.
was like tax evasion. It was like a white collar crime. It ain't like murder or jail.
So Lawrence Fishburne, Samuel Jackson, Wesley Snipes. I think realistically, only one of them is going to go in. Which one?
Sam Jackson.
I see.
I kind of got to go with Wesley. Only
I got.
Lawrence.
I gotta
gotta
go
give him.
Lawrence.
I gotta
I
give
gotta
him
go
to
Larry,
Lawrence.
dude.
I gotta
Just
go
for
with
deep cover.
Morpheus.
Just
for
deep
Morpheus.
cover.
Yeah.
Just for Morpheus. like
for Morpheus, for
Hoodlum.
Cowboy Curtis.
you say hoodlum, I say Boys in the Hood.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Furious
Styles.
right?
I mean,
Yes.
but the fact is, you're not wrong. You know, Wesley is the dude. Wesley's that guy. But I wouldn't put him.
But he
think-
did set it off for comic book movies. He did set. If it wasn't for him, it wouldn't be X-Men. It wouldn't be these R-rated movies.
If it wasn't for Wesley Snipes, Marvel Comics would have been out of business.
Very true. I would put Wesley in before Samuel Jackson, but I wouldn't put him in before Lawrence
I
Fishburne.
almost broke
That's
my
fair.
neck on that.
That's
shake.
fair.
I see that.
Just because Wesley was inactive for such a long chunk of time, that during that time other bodies of work were produced and starred in, so he's playing a little bit of catch up. But I definitely feel like he's a valid choice
Yeah.
for later on. I
did-
couldn't not mention him because of the momentum that he quit, even though he was inactive for so long.
He
Yeah,
came in
he-
blazing.
yeah.
He came back blazing.
his Twitter and IG presence is out of pocket. Like, he has no time for BS, and it's just so authentic and just like, yo, where you been though?
Yeah.
And then he came in and had Gallo Walkers, but I think he was making that while he was still in Club
was.
Fed. And then,
No, I
but
think he made that like right before he went in.
Right.
Yeah, because it was on the shelf.
And then Expendables, he was awesome in that. Like he came in, and he even joked about going to jail. Like
Yeah, he's
in
been
the
very,
movie. Like,
yeah, he's very open about it. Like he does. It's not like
he's not ashamed. He's like, I did what I did. Things went south. All right,
It
let's
is what
keep
it is.
moving. Let's go forward.
even when people were making tax jokes at the beginning of the year, he was like, "Y'all got y'all got tax jokes, cash me outside. How about that?" I was like, "Ew!" And he's calling people out and using a topical meme on top of it.
Right.
Wesley!
Like, he's so relevant.
Okay, now here's one. So it looks like so far it looks like is Katherine Johnson, Ray Montague, Lawrence Fishburne going in. All right. Wesley Snipes is still kind of up in the air, and Samuel Jackson I wrote off because I think we were putting Wesley over Samuel if push comes to shove. All right. Now here's somebody that I actually begrudgingly would cross off, and that's Muhammad Ali. Now hear me out. This is not knocking Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali is the greatest. He's the dude. But the one of the things that I try to remember in the Black Tribbles Hall of Fame is that while some of these people aren't necessarily truly geeks, there's got to be some kind of you could kind of like maybe bend it a little bit to see their way in there. Muhammad Ali, as revolutionary as the brother was, as far as I know, was not a geek. You know, I mean, like he did the little rhyming couplets a little bit like that, but he really wasn't a geek.
Even though he fought Superman.
He did fight Superman.
Yeah, okay.
And Superman is only as good as his adversaries.
Look at the Mac.
Master instigator.
But hold on, if we're gonna do that, we're gonna talk geeky. You can't push Samuel aside like that. Like that man is geek culture right now. Like
He's not
This is
geek
also
culture.
true.
I mean, that man.
Stars in the movies.
All right, that's what all three of them do. Number one.
Right. They based
And you can't say that Lawrence Fishburne has more geeky movies than him. Like science fiction, like no.
The Matrix, Event Horizon, Predators.
All right, I'm not even going to go to Sam's
got-
list. That's like
every
too
Marvel-
powerful.
like,
as far
Marvel
as number of
movies.
movies, Sam's got to beat. I think.
Marvel movies.
As far as
in
number
general.
He's
of
playing the
genre movies.
same character in every Marvel movie, though. Is that really
But
the same
then
thing?
even stuff like being a part of like a lot of
Sin City and everything
yeah,
else.
he's in
like,
other
was he in
comic
Sin
books.
City?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the octopus.
God, I think
He's the voice of Afro
Yeah,
Samurai,
yeah.
Afro Samurai.
and he plays the two main characters in Afro Samurai.
First of all, just a quick correction. He is the octopus, but that's not Sin City.
Oh, that's
That's the
That's,
the other black and
The
white
Spirit.
movie.
no, the spirit. That's the spirit.
That's the bad movie.
Yeah.
My
Sin
bad.
City was pretty bad too. I know
It
you
wasn't
guys-
as bad as the Spirit.
I know
Yeah,
you
Spirit.
guys are
Spirit was
kinda
pretty
nerds
bad.
splooged out, but that movie was not good.
But like he's done a lot of nerd stuff.
Okay, I'm not knocking
So
his
for-
bona fides. We were putting Samuel Jackson. We were talking about that triumvirate. All right, of him, Lawrence Fishburne, Wesley Snipes.
Yeah,
And
but Jay just took us back there when you were talking about the geeky content or the lack
Right.
of geeky content
Okay,
of Muhammad.
fair enough. But
I don't
let's
say
put
they should be all those three against each other.
well, okay, but let's put a pin in that. What about Muhammad Ali? I myself would be fine with crossing off Muhammad Ali.
I
I'm
ain't married
surprised
to
he
the
didn't make it
brothers.
to the one we did earlier. Like I'm surprised he didn't make it in there.
He posthumously won?
Yeah.
Well, he
Posthumous.
probably. I guess he didn't. Maybe he will. Somebody will put him up posthumously next year.
Next year.
Next year, there's always next
But
year.
next year this year he's in for regular induction, and I myself would cross him up. I'm not saying he has to be. That's how I feel. How do y'all?
Yeah,
I'm okay.
I'm
with
okay
that.
with that.
I'm okay with it because now we have a new parameter to add, the
Yeah.
geek aspect of it.
So I'm gonna take off Missy Elliott in lieu of riding for Mary McLeod Bethune. This woman was an advocate for education during a time that we were not allowed to be educated.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm with that.
I'll allow it.
Will you?
Seconded.
We need the black delegation.
She
Nominate
was
Mary
literally
McLeod
she was literally a national advisor on the black cabinet. Like you
See, that's what I'm saying. That's
you
why,
can't
like,
not. You cannot. You know.
we don't
not-
need no more of this cheese. Look, this is what we need, right? We need a stimulus.
Hey, Eric, what about Bob Johnson?
I would yield him to Oprah, like if we were, going against those two because they're kind of like the same vein. He did it prior, before she did it. kind of like blazing the trail, laying the groundwork, respecting your roots and that kind of a thing. But yeah, I don't know as much about his philanthropical endeavors, so I would yield. I would go for Oprah over him.
Yeah, well, Oprah is
she bought her way in. She's in. She's
a
she's
Oprah's
like
Negro. So.
Oh, okay.
So she's in. And see, my thing about Bob Johnson is like, yeah, he made his coins, but he also sold out.
Then he sold it, and
he sold it.
And
you know what I mean?
let BET turn into a hot mess.
A hot mess. And as far as I know, the only thing that he did after that was like he bought the Charlotte Hornets and turned them into
a hot mess.
So maybe we shouldn't have him near anything we do right now, because he might blow us up and then knock us down. Like, I don't know.
So I myself would. I'm fine with Bob Johnson being off myself.
I'll pull Clyde. I'll pull Clyde Stubblefield. But Chuck's not going anywhere.
All right, that's fine. Chuck is still in the running.
So how many spaces do we have?
Well, right now it looks like going in we have 4. That's Katherine Johnson, Ray Montague, Lawrence Fishburne, and Mary McLeod Bethune, which means that Kennedy has 2 people going in so far.
That's so rare. I'm so pleased.
I kind of want to fight for LaShawn Thomas because, like, he inspired, like, mad.
LaShawn Thomas is a Pie Negro. He's in. Pie Negroes are in. That's
okay.
Yeah, they're already in.
Okay.
So they don't count towards the 7. They're just a separate.
That's a separate
Okay.
thing.
Yeah, all right.
That's a separate thing. So, left on here. So we're taking off Bob Johnson. So left in the running: Moms Mabley, Queen Latifah, Dave Chappelle, Akon, Wesley Snipes, Maury Turner, Aaron Magruder, Oliver Lewis, Erykah Badu, Lonnie Johnson, Chuck D.
I like Queen Latifah and Moms Mabley. I'm going to throw those out there.
I like Latifah too, but there's a part of me that likes Erykah a little more.
Erykah has not been around as long as Latifah has.
True enough.
She talk about Pie Negroes.
True enough. And I definitely like Moms Mabley.
Talk about Pie Negroes.
And I kind of want to put a hold on Akon so he stays there, because I mean he is actually giving back to Africa.
Akon,
like right? He is just like he took his finances and was like, yo, I'm gonna be that real symbol.
I also like that animator guy that you said,
LaShawn Thomas.
Yeah,
he's the Pie Negro. So
oh, that's right. We just said that. Sorry.
Yeah, he's in.
But Akon, I really do like Akon.
Like, and people thought he was one of those like, I'm just gonna make this music, make this money, and just be ratchet or whatever.
I'll be T-Pain.
Yeah,
right.
He totally was completely flipped the script and was like, you know what, I'm done with this. Let me go save a continent.
Right.
Yeah, because that's the thing. He's made like all these rappers and performers and everything like that. They talk about all their millions and billions that they have, and it because they're showing it. They're always talking about it. This guy has made the money on the low and is doing something with it. He's being the answer to the problems that he sees. So I definitely like Akon. Matter of fact, I'm going to put a number 5 on him. I think Akon should get in.
Yeah.
So that leaves 2 spots. Are we putting in Moms Mabley and Latifah? And that's it? Aaron Magruder, Oliver Lewis, Chuck.
Aaron Magruder, I would say take off on this one.
Yeah, Aaron can wait.
I'll take off Aaron Magruder and I'll take off Lonnie Johnson. He got his money.
I will concede Oliver Lewis. I just wanted to mention him so that the Triple Nation knew that he existed, and if they wanted more information, they could go Google Oliver Lewis. They can Google. Yes, they
Googleable.
They can Google Isaac Murphy and all the other black jockeys that tried to make a claim for themselves in a very elite sport. So I will.
I'll tell you what, Kennedy. I think that is such an important aspect of his nomination that I'll throw him in as the 6th Pie Negro to go in.
Hey, I'm with it.
Because I think that is very important. And it's also kind of like a retelling of the story of the lawn jockeys that you see there. Like, well, why were they making them?
And why are they offensive if they're in blackface?
Exactly. So, yes.
Okay, I'm with it.
I'm with that.
I really like Latifah and Moms Mabley on this list. I really do.
See, but and I'm fine with that, but that takes off Chuck D.
Not happening.
Is Chuck D more influential than Latifah or Moms Mabley though?
There'd be no Queen Latifah without Chuck D.
Would there?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
No, and here's why. Because when you had the opportunity to really branch out hip hop into a lot of the realm that the native tongues were in, and Queen Latifah was a part of, you wouldn't have had that without Public Enemy. You wouldn't have had a lot of.
But didn't Latifah come out before Public Enemy?
No.
What?
No.
Or around the same time?
No.
Yo.
Latifah's first album dropped in '89. The first PE album dropped in '86.
Okay. All right.
And the unfortunate part about Chuck was that when the music changed and when the sort of realms involving the music changed, he wasn't a guy that could do a talk show because the only black dude that ever had a talk show was Montel Williams, and he wasn't Montel Williams. You know what I mean? He wasn't the kind of guy that was like, well, your kids are sneaking out of the house at night. Chuck was the guy that would have been, yelling at your kids like, are you out of your mind? The cops is out here shooting you and your friends. Get your little black behind in the house and read a book. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, Chuck was a guy that, and is a guy that got cats through high school. Cats that I knew were like, I could learn some stuff with this book, or I could get this other book that I heard Public Enemy talking about. I can get this other author that PE was talking about. I can, learn these things, and you know what I mean? And a lot of that would not have happened without Public Enemy. Would not have happened without Chuck D as the front man of Public Enemy.
All right. Two other names that I did forget. They're kind of like in the running.
Toulouse-Lautrec?
Wesley. So really these are the last names. Moms Mabley, Queen Latifah, Chuck D, who you just recited very eloquently, Wesley Snipes, and Maury Turner.
I'm going to ride for Latifah and Wesley Snipes. I love Latifah, and Wesley was mine, so I will make all of the arguments necessary.
Wow. See, I could ride. I've got two last on this list, Maury Turner and Moms Mabley, and I love Maury, but I think I would want to ride for Moms Mabley.
I would ride for Moms Mabley.
Yeah, I'm down for Moms Mabley.
Yeah.
I'm riding for Moms Mabley and Chuck.
I feel like this is not the first time I've tried to ride for Queen Latifah.
No.
It's not the first time.
No.
And yet again, I'm being denied. That's what you're saying.
Yes. No, I don't know. I just wanted to mix it up.
I will forego a Ray Montague to get Randy's Queen Latifah on there.
Who was?
Queen Latifah was mine.
Oh, I don't know why I thought
Queen Latifah was mine.
Yeah.
If that's what it takes.
All right, so you're forego Ray Montague to get Queen Latifah.
Only because Katherine Johnson's on the list.
So Ray Montague comes off. So then are we then adding Moms Mabley, Queen Latifah, Chuck D?
That's
Sounds
what
right.
it sounds like.
Sounds
That's
right.
what it sounds like.
Wesley Snipes is still in the running.
Yeah, I would put
Okay.
Snipes over D. I don't know.
Who's
I just
all in
feel
the
like
running right now? Who's all in the running? Who's already set in?
Yeah. So
Set in is Katherine Johnson, Lawrence Fishburne, Mary McLeod Bethune, Akon, Moms Mabley.
So there's two. There's two slots.
It's 2 slots.
Two
And I forgot another name.
Oh, goodness
It's his
gracious.
paper. It's like chock full. I forgot another name that's out there. Dave Chappelle.
Oh, man.
Yeah, he's got to go up there. He's got to go up
See,
there.
this is what happens.
Yeah, this is what happens.
This is what
That's what
happens. You
happens.
start reworking the
That's what
list,
happens.
man. Dave Chappelle.
Good thing I didn't bring up Franklin from Peanuts. Yo.
Wow, Dave Chappelle.
Franklin was a character, though. You can't bring up characters.
Yo, first.
You know what?
First black
I-
in Peanuts. Only black in Peanuts.
I'll let Chuck go for Dave. I'll let Chuck go for
All right,
Dave.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
Agreed.
only about 5 or 6 people in the world I'm gonna do that for, and Dave is
that dude.
Yeah,
Dave is amazing.
All right, so then if I'm reading this right, so that means Wesley's not getting in.
Whoa.
So that means that the list, our inductees are Katherine Johnson, that's 1. Lawrence Fishburne, that's 2. Moms Mabley at 3. Queen Latifah at 4. Dave Chappelle at 5. Akon at 6. And Mary McLeod Bethune at 7.
All right. Yeah.
That's a pretty diversified
Sounds
list
about
there,
right.
I ride with
fellas.
that.
That's a good list.
I ride with that.
That's a good list. That's a very good list.
A thought-provoking list. At that.
Yeah. Because it spans over different, like genres, different
Years.
aspects, years, times. Like we're
Eras.
jumping all over the place, showing how influential Black folk are from the dawn of the technological age onto. Don't touch me there. I mean,
What just happened?
I have no idea.
All right, so now,
sorry.
so there you go. The 2017 Hall of Fame class into the Black Tribbles Hall of Fame is Katherine Johnson, Lawrence Fishburne, Moms Mabley, Queen Latifah, Dave Chappelle, Akon, and Mary McLeod Bethune. And now it is time for us to induct legacies. Now, these are people whose contribution to this thing that we call geek culture, as it were, in all its realms, are worthy of induction into the Hall of Fame. Race be damned. So, with that thinking, who are we putting up for induction as our legacies?
William Moulton Marston,
Nice.
The creator
the
of
creator of Wonder Woman and the Lie Detector.
That's true.
I was gonna say Prince.
But Prince has already been put in.
That was my
Yep.
that was my legacy vote, Prince.
Okay, you only had one legacy vote?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I knew it was gonna get to this point. I knew. In past years, it's like fighting to the death.
So William Marston, I like that. Who you got? I thought you said you had a few.
No, I had one for Legacy, but they're in the Hall of Fame. I thought Legacy was like a tier above the Hall of Fame, so I was
okay.
going to vote for somebody to get bumped up. But since you just all lumping it as just the Hall, then, they already in there.
All right, nice.
All right.
What you got, Jay?
They had to be dead, do they?
No.
And I was just making sure. I don't know.
No, no.
Yeah, now
you
you
got
can
it all.
actually pick an Asian or something if you want to go that route.
Yeah, I know. I was going to.
Because that's who you put in last year.
Yeah, nothing but.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm gonna ride with it. I'm gonna ride with it again. Because anime and gaming is my life.
All right, but you got to pick one.
Shigeru
can only be one?
Hold on. Shigeru Miyamoto. He was one of the, he created Mario gaming. He brought that into life. Like, you play Mario, you know Zelda, you know Pikmin, you like.
I hear somebody mention about Miyazaki.
That I had Miyazaki as a backup, but Miyazaki didn't influence an entire industry. Like, if it wasn't for him going like, yo, I got this concept called, Mario or Jumpman, for Donkey Kong. Like, that was all his crazy behind. Like, based that on, like, I think that was his landlord. Like, his Mario is based off of his landlord. He was just like, boop, there you go. Now you're forever this dude. Like, and everyone knows Mario.
So, like, on the roof of his building, there was a crazy gorilla throwing
Probably.
barrels at people. Like, yo, dog, you need to go
Barrels.
handle that.
Nice. That's nice. So what is Mia?
Shigeru Miyamoto.
Spell his last name.
Yeah, you got that.
Miyamoto.
Okay. All right. Nice. My legacy, and I'm very surprised that Eric and Kennedy didn't put this person up, because this is the person that probably more than anybody in my entire life influenced me in my world of geek and gave me the courage to just be open and just be a geek. I remember the first time after I saw him, I went to school and all I was doing was just mimicking him all day long, and I've been doing it for the rest of my life.
Robin Williams.
And that's Robin Williams. He's just left an indelible mark on the world of comedy, the world of acting.
Yeah.
In some of my favorite movies of all time, some of my favorite stand-up of all time, a tragic soul, in the things that he dealt with. gone too soon. But he's definitely worthy of induction into as a legacy.
I
into
just
the Black
watched
Tribbles Hall of Fame.
Weapons of Mass Destruction, his final
That's his final
stand-up
book.
special.
Yeah,
Just to the end. Brilliant.
bad boy.
Did you know he had production studios employ homeless people as extras in his films so they
Yep.
could make some money
Yep,
and have a hot meal and stuff?
he was that dude, man. He was.
I cried after watching it too, 'cause I was like, "Dag, Robin, didn't you know you were loved, man?"
I still watch him and Robert De Niro in Awakenings, and that's one of those movies that when it's on, I won't move. I gotta watch it.
He was another one of those dudes that like you loved him to death, but when he was playing a scumbag, he was the worst creature ever.
1 hour photo.
1 hour
God.
photo. 1 hour photo.
Oh
man.
God.
Excellent creep.
I think my two favorite Robin Williams movies have to be Hook and Birdcage.
Birdcage.
Birdcage was
That was funny.
Mine was Aladdin. Obviously, y'all know. And Mrs. Doubtfire.
Mrs. Doubtfire was that
I
one?
cried.
That's good too.
I had never cried so hard watching a movie. Like,
Yeah.
woo.
That's a good one.
Can we
feel his
give
pain,
can we
man.
just give a shout out to Ryan McClatchy, the creator of the yoga pants? Hey,
Hey.
very comfortable, are they not? Don't say you ain't own a pair.
You know.
Yeah.
No, don't cut me off. Don't ask me a question and then cut me off before I get a chance to answer it. You know good and gosh darn well that you are not recommending this individual for the same reasons that I would recommend this individual.
Comfort, style.
You know you're wrong.
They can go from
You know you're wrong.
loose-fitting.
You know you're wrong. Don't sit here and try to wiggle
and they
your way
have-
out of it.
with stretch
Don't
fit.
No, you know you're wrong. You know you're wrong.
It was such a classy show, ladies and
It
gentlemen.
was.
But the class does not stop here. The class does not stop here on WPPM Philly Cam Radio, People Power Media, because coming on right after the Black Tribbles, we want to have a little musical interlude, and then coming on is Fully Baked Radio. That's right. I said fully baked.
You mean not half baked?
They're not half baked. There's
So
no.
they're fully baked.
They're
man.
fully baked.
They are totally baked, man.
I love it when things are baked, man. That's the greatest.
Killer.
Awesome.
They killer bee.
It's awesome, man.
Kill.
Fully baked, man. It's great.
It's wild, boy.
Who's coming with me?
Thoroughly
Not gonna
prepared,
do what everybody
man.
thinks I'm gonna do. Just
Slip
flip
out.
Y'all are y'all are funny.
I actually quit my job in a similar style as
I wanted to so bad.
Everybody is wanting to do it.
they already fired me. They gave me the let go meeting in the office room, and I was just like, you and you
Right.
and you.
And you're cool.
You're cool.
But
I'm
you too,
out.
I'm done.
Like, then I had to walk back.
You guys
Get
are
a fax.
Well, check it out. Check it out. For those who don't know, Fully Baked Radio is the #1 cannabis talk radio show in the world. And if you do not agree, their goal is to change that. You won't find a better blend of information and entertainment on the latest topics involving cannabis, underground music, and what's trending in the world. They provide a platform for grassroots activism throughout the country, all while playing many of your favorite indie artists. Check them out. Fully Baked Radio coming here on WPPM LP 106.5 FM right after the Black Tribbles. They're going to be getting it in. It will definitely be lit in here.
Hey. Side note, guys.
He said grassroots.
I finally started watching Stranger Things.
What do you think?
Oh.
I was a slow burn at first. I was like, what am I looking at? But
Yeah,
now
gotcha.
that stuff is like jumping out of the walls and
Yeah.
and stuff's happening, I'm like, shrieking. My cats are running in different directions because I'm shouting at random hours of the night. And
Yeah, it's good.
okay, got
Yeah.
How far are you?
Yeah.
Season 2 is going to be coming soon.
Got me.
Yeah.
I've watched all of Black Mirror, also known as the futuristic British Twilight Zone.
Did you like it?
Some of them were good. Some of them were
Yeah, but you know,
Um,
it's hit or miss because it's an anthology.
What is the
Right.
man's name? He's in Get Out now. It's about to be released this weekend.
Oh, I don't know.
Brad Whitford.
No, the black guy.
He is.
Oh, Daniel Aluya. The main character?
Yeah.
Daniel.
Yeah, because he's in an episode of Black Mirror. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's crazy.
I was like, look at this Wakandan excellence. This is just...
Great. You gonna come at me about my man's yoga pants discovery that helped all y'all fine ladies wear comfortable wear?
Do you know why? Because I am not at all trying to be clandestine about my motives, whereas you're trying to hide behind a thinly veiled case of objectivity.
Maybe I just wanted to bring a little class to the table.
Maybe that was exactly... I'm exactly right.
Maybe I wanted to bring a little.
No, you can't even say with a straight face, dog. Don't come at me like this.
Oh, just because I like to smile when I talk about yoga pants.
Don't sit here. Y'all are only substantiating this.
Yoga pants
Triple
bring
Nation.
me joy.
Yo, that's
Triple
a funny
Nation.
sentence.
I'm not.
Triple Nation.
I like to smile when I talk about yoga pants is a funny sentence. It's ridiculous, but
this
that's a
is what I
funny
deal
sentence.
with.
Listen,
This is
Anything
what
that
I
puts
deal
a
with.
smile on your face is worth a smile. Is
I like to
happy.
smile
This.
when I talk
Right.
about
Why would you take
yoga
that from
pants.
him?
Jesus Christ.
And
so
on
much
that
to not
note,
smile
ladies and
about.
gentlemen,
Oh,
we are
Lord.
going to be getting out of here. It has been fun bringing you this episode of Black Tribbles Prime, and I hope that you have had fun listening to it. But hey, if you want to listen to it all over again, it will be available for your download and streaming pleasure come the morning on blacktribbles.com, as well as on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher Radio, and every place and any place that good podcasts be.
Turn up.
Hit us up. Email us at blacktribbles@gmail.com. Hit us up on Twitter, Facebook at Black Tribbles. Holla at a Tribble. Follow us and like us. Also, please go on iTunes and leave a little ranking and a rating, because that's how more people find the Black Tribbles show. So leave a nice little review there. We really appreciate that type of stuff. And we've got some big convention news coming your way next week. There is a convention in 2018 that the Black Tribbles are going to be a really big part of. You do not want to miss
really
it.
big show.
You do not want to miss it. We've got more information about that coming next week here on Black Tribbles Prime on WPPM LP 106.5 FM, Philly Cam Radio, People Power Media here in Philadelphia and Camden. So for the Master Tribble, for the Spider Tribble, for Storm Tribble, for the Super Tribble, for the Super Saiyan Tribble, for the Fiction Tribble, for the Tribbles in the Green Room, for the Tribbles at Home, and all the Tribbles at Sea. This is the Bat Tribble. In parting, we say,
Hailing frequencies closed, Captain.
How.